So welcome students. In the previous video, we have discussed the basic introductory concepts in organizational change. In this video, we are going to discuss about what are all the major forces for organizational changes. We are going to discuss the two categories of forces or the factors: internal forces and external forces that puts pressure on organization to bring changes in their various organizational functions, activities in the individual level, group level, or in the organizational level. These factors are the stimulus for the organizational change. They put constant pressure of on the organization to change themselves or to adapt themselves according to changes in these factors. These forces are constantly changing in the external environment as well as in the internal environment. So it is inevitable for the organization to avoid these changes. So they have to adapt to the changes. Now let us see what are all these forces. The forces which are prevailing in external environment and internal environment. The forces in the internal environment, that is within the organization, they are workforce, human resources. Okay, workforce means human resources. Then managerial personnel, that means leadership, the style of leadership, the type of leadership style adopted in the organization. Then management structure, that means overall organization structure. And avoid developing inertia. Inertia means rigidity. Rigidity is opposite to uh, flexibility. Okay, rigid means they're not ready to change. The opposite is flexible, it is easy to change. So the companies has the pressure of or avoiding the development of inertia in the organization. So rigidity should not be developed or kept in this company. So these are all the some of the major internal forces within the organization that put pressure on the company to change their activity. There are some factors from the external forces. The major factors are technological changes that are happening in the external environment. So advancement in technology, as sometimes the present technology is obsolete, new technology has took over that. So this type of technology changes. Then marketing conditions. Okay, then social changes, the people's attitudes, behaviors, value system changes. Political forces, the government policy changes, government changes, the stability of a political forces in the organization. So all these factors together, that leads to some kind of pressure on the organization to change their practices accordingly. Okay, now let us discuss these forces one by one. The internal factors for change. The first major factor is workforce, employees. If the company has highly capable and potential employees with the knowledge and skill requirement. Okay, the company can embrace changes, or they can take this as an advantage to take a lead in the industry, because this knowledgeable and skilled workforce, they will come up with the new innovations and creative ideas. These new innovations and creative ideas will result in new products and services, and the way the company produce their products and render their services. So innovations might happen in all the areas of organization. When we new innovations are there, the company needs to cope up with that new innovation. Okay, with the existing setup, you cannot bring innovations, or you cannot produce innovative products or implement in creative ideas. So in that case, the workforce, the innovative workforce create an internal pressure, because they are ready to come up with a lot of innovations and creative ideas that put an indirect pressure on the organization to change their working style. They change their many organization practices in the company. Otherwise, they cannot take advantage of these innovations and creative ideas in the market. Okay, so this is one factors. Okay, this is actually a welcome practice. Okay, this is not an adverse factors. This is an encouraging factors where your human resource is highly innovative and creative. Then the type of leadership styles. So when the managers, the leadership changes, the new leader brings in a new type of leadership style in an organization. So based on the type of leadership style, whether it is a democratic type or autocratic type or charismatic leader, okay, there are different types of leaders and leadership styles are being practiced in the organizations. So based on that, each type of a leadership, certain changes are required in the company. Otherwise, those leadership styles won't be very effective. So this leadership styles forces changes, because it has to be more effective in managing the organization. The third factor is avoid developing inertia. The organization structure and the people should not be rigid, because the pressure from the internal factors and pressure from external factors forces changes on the organization. If changes to be brought out, the organization must be flexible or ready to change. If organization structure and people are very rigid, then they cannot adapt to the changes. So to avoid developing inertia, inertia means rigidity. Organization should not be rigid, it should be flexible. So to avoid this rigidity in an organization, they have to do some changes on a constant basis. Keep the organization flexible, so always ready to change. This is also another important factor. Finally, management structure. There are different types of management structure you have discussed in the principles of management and organizational behavior. Okay, the matrix type of organization structure, functional based organization structure, product based organization structure. There are some organization structures are rigid organization structure. It's not very easy to change them immediately. It won't be flexible to changes from external as well as internal environment. Okay, there are some type of organization structures are very flexible. Okay, It is very suitable for the present working conditions. Okay, so if the company has a certain traditional or conventional organization structure, that must be modified to a flexible working structure. Okay, so this structure also pose challenges to the organization to bring changes. Okay, these are all the major internal factors. Apart from this, there may be some minor factors that leads to changes. Okay, next set of factors that put pressures on organization to change is technological advancements. So this happen very often. The new technologies are coming up. Okay, upgradation of technologies are happen. Okay, this needs a constant change. Okay, even for example, we are using a software MS Office, okay, for documentation and presentation purpose. Since 2000, the beginning 2003 or 2001, there are a lot of modified versions have been introduced. Even till today, there are going to be a lot of upgradations. Okay, to adapt to the changes, we have to get trained on those changes. Okay, okay, accordingly we have to change as the OS OS. Okay, so some changes are supported by these previous platforms. Some changes are adopted by a new OS. So accordingly, we have to do the changes to get the updated technology. There are a lot of technological advancements in production technologies. Okay, artificial intelligence enabled production technologies are there. Okay, ERP system. Okay, that replaces most of the manual work. Okay, this type of technological advances bring a lot of changes in the organization. It changes the organization structure, it changes the people relationship within the organization and the nature of work, because these technologies help the company to achieve the better effectiveness. Then political forces. The success of an organization depends on the stability of the political forces in the country. If unstable government, okay, the keep on government is keep on changing, the changes in the policy, so you cannot have a clear idea about the business environment and how to do the business. Okay, so the political forces decide, because each party have their own policies towards business, towards foreign policy, towards trade. So if you have a stable government, you can plan, you can do a business in a well planned manner. Changes in the market conditions, demands also changes. Okay, people, customer expectations keep on changing. Okay, accordingly, the products must be changed or upgraded. Okay, your new markets are discovered. Okay, for that you have to create a new product. Okay, so all these changes are put pressure on the organization to introduce new products, upgrade your products. Accordingly, you have to train your manpower. Then social changes, our social pattern, that is changing constantly. Our value systems are changing, our attitudes towards work are changing. Okay, our social system is changing. So that leads to behavior changes in the behavior of the people. So the human is also the people from the society. So when you handle the workforce, you should understand their behavior, social norms and attitudes and perception, all those characteristics. Okay, so based on the changes in the behavior of the people, the changes in the HR policy and practices must also be changed. And the speed of change that can be brought out in this organization depends on these factors: the urgency of the amount of pressure on the organization, and degree of support you get from the employees and the management, and the complexity of change. If more complexity, its speed will be very less. If it is easy to change, you can quickly change. And highly competitive put more pressure. Knowledgeable and skills are available, you can do the changes very easily. And financial supports are available, then speed of change will be very quick. Okay, So based on these factors, the speed of change also